Okay.
Ford then lost to Jimmy Carter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was Buchanan against George H.W. Bush. He went on to lose, and it was Carter. Ted Kennedy ran against him in the primaries. Jimmy Carter went on to lose because they have to run in a contentious race, and they take a lot of hits to the campaign, and they take a lot of hits to their financing. They have to spend money, and so they go into the general election already weakened. And because of that, this is significant. And watch the way the media, Dawn, goes after this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was on ABC yesterday. First of all, they censored him. Did you know that? Anything he said about the vaccines, they considered disinformation and they censored him. You don't censor a presidential candidate. If he's going to say something wrong, let him say something wrong. Let the voters decide.
They are the voice of the people, Larry. They decide.
They obviously
Wink,
aren't
wink.
because he was right about a lot. He was right about a lot. It was some things he was wrong about. Yes, but he was right about a lot. And I think that's part of the reason people are supporting him. And the other reason is the Democrats are longing for anybody but Biden.
Right.
When they are asked again, a poll, when they are asked, do you support President Biden or would you like to see somebody else? Only 28% support him. 28%.
So is it the economy? Is this the Gallup poll that was released yesterday? Is that the one or the
Yeah,
Fox?
there's a lot of them. The Gallup poll is one of them. Emerson poll was he showed up at 21%. There was a Fox News poll. Biden did by the way, the Fox News poll, Biden did the best out of the four polls that were out in the last 2 days. He was at 43% popularity. In the Gallup poll, he was down to 37%. You can't win re-election at 37%. Anyway.
But doesn't RFK Jr. split? I think more independents would go for him. If he becomes an independent, then I think he hurts in a general. He hurts the Republican nominee.
Yeah, he's not
right?
going to run as an independent, and part of the reason he's doing so well is because of his last name. He has a serious affliction with his voice, and that's going to also hurt him, especially if they have debates. But I'm also concerned that both major candidates, Trump and Biden, seem to be against having debates.
Yeah.
And that really hurts democracy and hurts the process. I hope that doesn't happen. There's part of me that feels that Donald Trump right now is just negotiating because he wants certain things. He wants his own moderators. He wants certain channels to be chosen. He wants a friendly playing field, or at least an even playing field.
He doesn't want a Megyn Kelly moment talking about Rosie.
Right, but that was Fox News.
I know.
I mean, Megyn Kelly was good. I mean, that was a legitimate question, and she didn't back off, so that was pretty good. I think the American people want those moments because you want to see how a candidate's going to handle it. My bigger concern is, will Biden debate? And I think they're going to wait and see how well Kennedy holds up. I mean, is this just a blip because he got into it? But I'll tell you what, Fox is going to keep propping him up. Fox has him on more than anybody else. And so it's pretty fascinating getting into it. My other thing, Dawn, is I wonder if anybody's looking at this poll, like some governor, Gavin Newsom, maybe somebody we're not thinking of a Democratic governor is looking at this poll and say, there's an opportunity here that I could jump into this race and really make some waves. Because if Robert Kennedy Jr. can get 21%, Gavin Newsom is going to get, 35% out of the box?
Right.
40% out of the box? I mean, remember, Barack Obama ran against Hillary Clinton, and he was down 30 points in the beginning. And so, but people just had a problem with Hillary Clinton, and he won. People have a problem with Joe Biden. They don't know if he's up to the task.
So who should Republicans fear on that point? I mean, who would jump in? I don't think Tulsi Gabbard. I don't think she's going to jump in. But do you think Newsom is biting in the bit to jump in? He hasn't fundraised. He's horrible with his fundraising. And Phil Murphy, we know, New Jersey, we know he would love to, but that's not happening.
No, Biden has too many allegiances to these governors, so it would have to be somebody that we're probably not thinking of. But I think you're right about Gavin Newsom. And he is the one, even though Republicans love to make fun of him,
I know.
and he has all those problems in the state of California, he's the one to fear. There's no question in my mind that Gavin Newsom would do really well because he is
Oh
an
my God.
incredible politician. He is a very good politician. And so I would be concerned. I would be concerned if it was Gavin Newsom. I don't think it's going to be. I think he's going to wait his turn. And they don't have that strong of a bench. There's not a lot of people out there.
And then
But-
they do that to Kamala, and she would have a hissy fit.
By the way, they are trying to raise Kamala's stature right now. All of a sudden, there's these stories out there going, Kamala's having a great week. Oh, that's wonderful. She's been in office for 2 years. That's great. She's having a good week finally. And what do you call a good week? That she didn't go out and appear in public? Is that a good week for her? I can't even imagine Kamala Harris being taken seriously. She is the she is the Democratic version of Mike Pence. You know,
No, that's an insult. That's an insult to
no,
Mike
I don't
Pence,
mean
though.
I don't mean the way they can speak or what they stand for. What I mean is that they're not going to be taken seriously when they try to run for president, and that's the problem with Mike
How
Pence.
dare they?
There, who's that? Who was that, by the way? What cut is that?
I hate those little things. He does that. It's Randy Weingarten.
No, that was Kamala.
Oh, see, I don't even
that was
know.
Kamala.
Yeah.
Boy, that was the best I've ever heard her.
Yeah, it's
I
not. I,
didn't
thought it
even-
was.
Yeah, you have to play longer cuts of Kamala.
No, don't encourage him.
Just to
I
let-
hate those little.
just to
they
let
put those
her
dopey things.
say the same thing 9 times in a row and think she's actually making a point.
I love electric school buses.
She sounds like she thinks the vitamins the gummies she's taking every morning are vitamins, but they're not vitamins.
Oh no, she would know. She's Jamaican after all.
Oh, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
no.
think she's toking or taking something. Doesn't she sound like?
She always sounds like when you're in 6th grade and you're supposed to give a 5-minute speech and you only prepared a 30-second speech and you get up and you try to wing it. That's what she sounds like in every speech.
I love Venn diagrams.
And she loves Venn diagrams. I don't think she would know how to put together a Venn diagram.
I
To tell
agree.
you the truth.
I agree. Can we?
I think again, like a 6th grader,
Yeah.
thinking they're going to say something that makes them sound smart, and they heard about Venn diagrams somewhere, and so they're saying Venn diagram so they can sound really smart. Again, I believe that's her.
That's hysterical.
She's there's something I don't know what it is about her that I don't like. I guess because I really don't hate. I don't hate her, but I really don't dislike that many politicians, even the ones that I don't agree with. I don't dislike them. Her I dislike, and there's something about her that is she. You know what it is?
What?
She's the most dangerous type of person. She's both incompetent and arrogant.
Yes.
So someone that is arrogant in their incompetence, they're dangerous.
True.
And she gets up and laughs at people as if they're the ones that are wrong. Like when she did it to Lester Holt.
Mm-hmm.
When she did it to Lester Holt in that interview, she completely contradicted herself and then laughed at him like he was messing up. By the way, Dawn and I used to both work with Lester Holt.
It's hysterical. Lester Holt. Yeah, he's a good guy. Was a Republican back then. I don't know what he is now. Or
Was he a Republican? He never
Yeah.
really talked politics.
When he did, he was definitely a conservative.
I didn't
I'll
know
say
that.
that.
It's funny
Back
because
in
I
the day.
don't. In all the times I hung out with Lester, I didn't remember him ever talking politics, or ever even giving a sign of how where he lined up politically. That's interesting. I never even thought of that before, but he didn't.
did
He
then.
really didn't. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He was good.
He was born an anchor.
Yeah, he was. Got that voice, that booming voice.
Yeah, he really does.
Can we continue, Anthony, or do we have to take a quick break? More with Larry Menti on the other side.
Rev up your refund and get the most out of your extra tax season cash at Hessert Chevrolet. We're Philly's largest Chevy dealership, and the only thing that beats our selection is our low prices. This month, use your tax refund as your down payment on a new Chevy, and we'll match it up to $1,000. Drive the Chevy you want with all the options you've been dreaming about, and get the absolute best value for your trade. Rev up your refund and head to Hessert Chevy today. Online at HessertChevy.com.
Proof of tax refund may be requested. Offer valid on select models only. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 4/30/23.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Bentz. It's National Prosthodontics Awareness Week. Everyone's teeth can and will sustain wear and tear due to years of everyday use. Other causes of wear include grinding, acid erosion, clenching, and other harmful habits from day-to-day life. A prosthodontist like me can help reconstruct your smile and restore confidence that may be lost from damaged teeth. Visit BentzDentalGroup.com for more information or call to schedule an appointment, 610-272-6949. And remember, prosthodontics, say it with a smile.
Hi, Eagles fans. Merrill Reese here to tell you about the Eagles Autism Challenge, presented by Lincoln Financial Group. This annual Ride, Run, Walk event supports autism research and programming. You get the chance to spend time with your favorite Eagles players and coaches. It all takes place on Saturday, May 20th at Lincoln Financial Field. With your support, we can help transform the lives of individuals affected by autism. Register today at eaglesautismchallenge.org.
First-time homebuyers have a one-stop trusted partner with American Heritage Credit Union. With our first-time homebuyer program, you can earn up to a $500 lender credit. Our realtors can help you shop for your first home, and qualified borrowers can even receive up to $5,000 in first front door grants. To apply with one simple application, visit AmericanHeritageCU.org/FTH. All loans subject to credit approval. Insured by NCUA. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 433838.
Rich Zeoli. Did the COVID-19 virus originate from the Chinese Wuhan Institute of Virology?
I have no idea.
Huh? What do I know? I don't know nothing. And he pulls a complete Frank Pantangeli in that moment.
I don't know nothing about that.
You know, they said, Fauci wanted a deal. He said, say it was a civet or a raccoon dog. I said, yeah, that's all it was. I don't know nothing about that, Senator.
Rich Zeoli, weekday afternoons 3 to 7. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
On May 24th, the Police Athletic League of Philadelphia will honor 3 community leaders who have gone above and beyond for its mission of cops helping kids. Mark Stewart of Ballard Spar, Maria Pacifico of Pacifico Auto Group, and Chris Geisens on behalf of Wawa and the Wawa Foundation. The nonprofit PAL serves Philadelphia youth ages 6 to 18, offering programs that are free, safe, and fun. Now more than ever, PAL needs your support to keep kids safe. To learn more, visit www.phillypal.org.
Hey, Collegeville, tell your smart speaker to play 1210 WPHT.
We have a lot to talk about here. I know that I touched on this yesterday a little bit. The rules in South Jersey in our area for those unruly, obnoxious parents at Little League games. You and I talked a little bit about this, Larry. There's also the new mayoral poll, the Committee of 70 that's just out. So pick one. Which one do you want to talk about?
The mayoral poll.
All right. So it's it's just out this morning, and essentially too close to call is the headline. But that, it's, if you look at the top 2, it's somebody who we know because she's been our representative in the Northwest, Sherelle Parker. Rebecca Reinhart has a narrow lead, but she's the top. And then Sherelle. And actually, Jeff Brown, who everybody had said was ahead, he shows up at 11%.
Right. I've watched these debates, and at the end of it, I decided I'm going to move. They're awful. I haven't seen anybody. Actually, the one that has done the least harm is Reinhardt. She's done the least harm to herself. So I think to myself, well, at least she's smart enough not to say something stupid. But everybody else I'm watching, I'm like, oh do I want that person as mayor? But trust me, I've liked. They keep rising and lowering in my estimation.
Right.
I keep looking and I think, oh, that person's pretty good. And then they do something stupid. No, that person's pretty good. And they do something stupid. And Helen Gim, I don't like her just because of the people who support her. They're like little nip dogs. They are. I mean, when you're on Twitter, they come after you constantly. They're biting at your heels constantly. If you say anything, if you talk about that you went to a gym you didn't like and you spelled it GYM, they're after you. They're after you, nipping at you. They're the kind of dog that runs after you down the street, and they're too little to really do any harm. They're just a nuisance. That's the Helen Gim supporters, and they are out there in legion, and I'm sick of them. I can't. I don't block anybody on Twitter. I have this thing where I feel like if you block somebody on Twitter, you're just as bad as the people that you're talking about for censorship. I get how some women have to do it. I understand that, but nobody's after me like that. So I don't have to.
You're not getting propositioned.
Right, exactly. That's not happening. So I mean, there's some people that say some things I don't like. I've muted a few people so I can allow other people to read them. I just don't want to respond to them. And I know if I see what they say, I'd respond to them. Most of them are Helen Gim people.
Yes.
What do they do? Is that all they do all day in that campaign? Is sit and watch social media so they can attack anybody that says anything bad? Wow. So I don't like her just for that reason. I'd liked Jeff Brown for a while, but then in a couple of the debates, he seemed like he didn't know how government worked. And Alan Dom, I just don't think he's going to win. And so you have to make to me, this is just me. I'm not telling anybody else what to do. Everybody else has to make their own choice, and I'm sure they're going to without me saying that. But Reinhart at least seems to have some support, some structural support. And I like Michael Nutter a lot, and Michael Nutter supports her. And she hasn't made any ridiculously bad mistakes. She's been in office. She seems to know what she's doing. And so it might end up being my default position. I'm sure there's people I can't see, but I'm sure there's people going, Reinhart, she's,
right,
getting upset about that right now. I could change my mind tomorrow. It's just that that's to me what is going on. What do you think? Am I way out of there? Because you've been following this more than I am.
Yeah, my take on it is because everybody's talking about Chicago and who the police union. They endorsed Jeff Brown, and then we have with Rebecca Reinhart, she has now Ed Rendell jumped on the endorsement wagon. So we have three popular, visible former Philadelphia mayors, being Ed Rendell, John Street, and Michael Nutter, who you talked about, all endorsing Reinhart. But I still think, you look at Sherelle Parker, and she has 25. When you look at the African-American vote, she has at least a quarter of the black vote right now in Philadelphia. And so to me, I've been saying since the beginning, because she comes out as somebody who is not afraid to lead, who talks about safety, who speaks in a way that I think she certainly, maybe you could criticize her for being too inside politics, but she does know how things run in Philadelphia. But I still think Sherelle Parker is the one to beat. I really do. People might hate me for saying that, but I think that you look at Helen Gim and she talks like this, and Rebecca Reinhart, the way she speaks, also is a little bit of that, but not quite on that level. It's that whole, so that's not what I said, and I think I can't take it. But I think if you're in the African American,
you're judging these people by the way they sound.
Well, it's a clue into their brain, and I just think it just comes off as apathetic to me, the way they speak. It's not just the cadence, but there's a level of, I don't feel the heart or the caring. And if you're a Philadelphia resident, as we are longtime residents, and we're not moving, we've been in the same house since the late 90s, it's not going away. And so if you're here, and especially if you're a parent and you're freaked out about the crime, which everybody is, and the grocery store or whatever, they're closing earlier, the stores are closed, right. You know what I mean? Then you want somebody who is on fire for you and is passionate and cares about you. And my feeling is a lot of apathy. Like, you don't feel my pain.
Yeah. Look, I value your opinion on this kind of stuff because you certainly are more in tune with what people are saying. And, but I don't know, Dawn. I mean, Helen Gim, by the way, that's that vocal fry now that millennials all love and are doing. So it's an accent that drives you crazy. And by the way, we watched that clip on
the commercial.
YouTube from Office Space. You definitely, if you should look it up, put in Vocal Fry and put Office Space. It is wonderful. I don't know. I do think that there's currency. I understand what you're saying about Sherelle Parker. We talked about polls in the beginning. The African-American population is underrepresented in polling, and they don't trust polling, and it's usually bigger than it looks like. So, and especially in Philadelphia. So Sherelle Parker, you're astute in that, and she's going to do much better than she is in the polls.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's currency in the fact that there's so many people like Ed Rendell and Michael Nutter and John Street, who I think gets a bad rap as mayor. I think he did a pretty good job. Are for her.
Mm-hmm.
And so she will have at her disposal some really bright minds and good people that worked for the three of them, that ran the city when the city was doing much better. And she'll be able to tap into some of the things they've done in the past.
Well, then she needs to say that. She needs to say, I've got these three mayors, and I'm forming a panel, and they're my right-hand men. Then she needs to say that, come out and say that.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Yeah, she should do that. She should have said, I'm going to lean on the three of them throughout. But so, I'm leaning towards, I really don't like any of them. I wish David O could be a more serious candidate. He can't be. It's a 7-1 Democrat in this city. It's just not going to happen. So are you supposed to be up by 11 o'clock?
Oh, I am. Oops. Look at the time. We do this all the time, except it's like 4:40 in the morning, and we're having our pre-show before, the 6 a.m. actual show.
I have to get out of here, too, because Dom has to come in here.
Oh, that's right.
So I have to get out of here.
You're going to come
and
here.
I hate giving up this wonderful lighting, but I'm going to come in there with you.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. Larry's going to come in here with me, and then we'll continue. There is a lot. Seriously, there's a lot to talk about. We'll be right back.
There's a special night for every fan at Citizens Bank Park this season. Phillies theme nights offer exclusive giveaways, ticket discounts, and more. Visit phillies.com/theme nights to view the 2023 schedule and to purchase tickets today. You can't bear to miss it when the Phillies host the Cubs for a weekend of fun on Friday, May 19th at 7:05, Saturday, May 20th at 4:05, and Sunday, May 21st at 1:35. Buy tickets now at phillies.com.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. The NBA playoffs are here, and you can turn crossovers into cash with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom right now and place a $5 bet. You'll get an instant $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. Well, you'll love FanDuel Sportsbook and betting on FanDuel. Great promotions every day, safe and secure app. It's a spot for bets that you'll like. And there's no better place to bet all the playoff action than America's #1 sportsbook. I really like the FanDuel app. Just go to FanDuel.com/Dom. Sign up to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet that first $5. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus in Pennsylvania and be present in Pennsylvania. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. If you own a home that's a little bit older like I do, it's built better in so many ways. But what used to drive me crazy is how the home felt. In the winter, it was always too cold. In the summer, it was always too hot. I love my house, but I did not like the comfort. But all that changed with USA Insulation. I upgraded my insulation with USA Premium Foam. Game changer. It actually exceeded my expectations. And unlike the old days when I would open up my utility bill and I would shake my head and scream, nowadays I realize that we are saving money and it pays for itself. It will really transform your home. Right now, during National Insulation Month, you can get free install of the labor to install the insulation. You pay for the foam, they'll install it for free. That's on top of the $1,200 kickback you can get from the energy tax credit. So get ahead of the summer heat, make every day inside your home better. 1-800